Hi friends. I was going to do a mini rant on my story as to why manifestation doesn't work, but I realized it was going to be a little bit of a longer rant. So I figured I would go live and talk a little bit more about yesterday's post because it got a lot of interesting comments and I got a few interesting DMs saying basically yesterday's reel, I was sharing that manifestation doesn't work unless you put in some work. And the reason I say that is because so many people online who teach about manifestation, we focus a lot on the energetics. You know, we share how you have to visualize your success or say affirmations or clear your limiting beliefs. And I do that with like EFT tapping and journaling. And we focus a lot on the energetics and the mental side of it. But then we tend to leave out the practical and the physical side of having to actually take action for your goals to happen. And one thing that I like to always point out when we talk on this subject is manifestation is a co-creative process. Co-creative as in you and the universe, or you and God, or you and source, or whatever the greater power in this world is to you, linking arms with them and doing the damn thing together. And that means that if it's co-creative, you got to do your half of the work. You have to show up. But when I bring that point up, that manifestation is not just sitting on a meditation pillow, imagining everything you want to occur and the universe delivering it on a silver platter, that it does require work. There's always people who want to say, well, then it doesn't really, like manifestation isn't real then if it requires work. Because then you're achieving your goals because you're taking practical steps. And it's not magic. And manifestation isn't magic. It's a universal law. I actually recently found out that the CIA has documents proving law of attraction and manifestation work. They call it the gateway process. You can Google it if you are really that interested in it. It's a bunch of complicated stuff. But manifestation and law of attraction do exist. And even if you don't believe in them, even if you think this girl on the internet is completely crazy, it's still taking effect in your life. And when you combine manifestation with taking practical steps towards your goals, everything happens a lot easier and a lot faster. And it almost feels like miracles are occurring around every corner. That's kind of how it feels when you are in the middle of manifesting a goal. And whether you want to believe that's because you put in all of this work or something greater than you is helping you along the way, whichever way, if you achieve the goal, all is good in the end, right? But the reason I love combining law of attraction and all the action that I take is I find things happen a lot easier and a lot faster than I could have ever imagined. And the process of achieving the goal is a lot more fun because the whole time you're thinking positively about what you want to occur. You're visualizing your success before it even happens. You have a lot more hope for your future. You're just a way more optimistic person. And also, you're taking the time to remove all those limiting, funky beliefs that aren't serving you. Like I said before, manifestation is not just sitting on your meditation pillow, imagining what you want to occur and hoping that you'll get a knock on the door with the exact thing you asked for. It's a little bit of that, but also removing beliefs that tell you it's not possible or you're not good enough or you're not smart enough or whatever else funky thoughts are going around in your head. Last week, we did a really great EFT tapping on money beliefs that definitely go watch. If you don't know what I'm talking about with limiting beliefs, we dive into it a little bit there and I show you how to clear limiting beliefs. But the last step of manifestation, after you do all the energetic work, is to take physical action towards your goals. It's a co-creative process. You got to do your half. And the universe, God, source, whatever you believe in, will pick up the other half. I've heard people refer to it as that's what grace is. It's, the universe or God filling in the gaps. So even if you're not sure of every single thing that you're doing or you're not positive what the next step is, it ends up working out okay in the end. And you may think back to different times in your life where it worked out in the end and you got what you desired, but every step of the way it looked like it shouldn't have happened. Kind of like an underdog story. Nobody thought it was going to work and then it somehow magically did, almost like a Hallmark movie. That's how manifestation feels in your everyday life. And when you are taking your action combined with belief it's all going to work out for you, things tend to work out a lot faster and quicker. For example, when Sasha and I went to buy this house, a year before we started looking or even had the idea of buying a house, we were walking around this really nice townhouse community. And we're like, wow, it'd be really great to live here. Like, we'd have more space for our dog. It's so pretty. And then we asked the housing office, like, how much do these places go for? And they said a really big number. And we were like, holy crap. There's no way we could ever afford to live here. That is an insane amount of money. And not even a year later, we were signing a contract and mortgage stuff and all the other paperwork, which honestly, I'm not even 100% sure the stuff we signed. But we were closing on a house for the same exact amount that a year ago, we were like, that's never going to happen. And it's not like Sasha and I won the lottery or anything crazy like that happened. But it planted that seed in our head of, man, we want to buy a house. And within a year, we were able to make it happen. And I don't think that's a very normal thing to do. And I have a whole blog talking about how we manifested this house and the crazy things that did occur to have it happen and the timeline that it did and how everything perfectly fell together and everything truly felt divinely guided. But it would never happen if I was just me and her simply trying in our own power. I really think that the universe had our back on this. And like I said, that blog dives into it a lot more. But simply taking action without the energetics behind it, yes, you can make things happen. And I think that's why so many people have hang-ups around manifestation, because we love to believe that we could do it all our own and that we don't need anybody else and we're kind of like a lone wolf. I get that vibe 100%. I just find life a lot more fun and a lot more positive and joyful if while you're working towards your goals, you're also thinking about them positively. So if you haven't checked out yesterday's reel where I talked about this a little bit more in terms of taking action with your manifestation, go read that. And remember, just because you use manifestation and law of attraction in your life, it doesn't mean you're lazy or entitled or that you're not putting in the work, because you are. It's just you're going to put in the same amount of action as somebody else while also thinking positively about it and clearing your limiting beliefs and doing the energetic work so it happens faster and easier and honestly more fun. I always say you are most successful when you are having fun, and when you're taking action combined with your belief, it tends to be more fun because it's inspired action. It's not, in society there's a lot of shoulds and supposed tos when working towards a goal, whether it's buying a house or getting married or graduating or just being a functioning adult in society. There's all of these, you should do it this way, or this is the correct step-by-step process, or this is where you should be if you're this age in life. And that's not always true, and it causes a lot of comparison. But when you are combining manifestation into your goal getting process, you tend to listen to your intuition more, and you tend to find ways to make your goals happen that don't feel like a drag. There's 1,000,001 ways to achieve your goals, not just the way the society may be pushing on you. When you finally get quiet every single day and visualize your success and clear those limiting beliefs, you start to have little nudges, little ideas. It literally feels like the universe is like, yeah, do this, do that. That's what inspired action is. And it tends to be more fun, and it tends to be in alignment with what you want. Because just because you have a big goal doesn't mean you have to be in misery to get there. And that's a really big thing in America. Hustle culture is at an all-time high, that nothing else in the world matters as long as you achieve your goal, even if that means you're burned out or stressed or hate the entire journey. That's not the vibe. You are always more successful when you're having fun. And like I said, the more you tune into your intuition and visualize that goal and think about it, and especially think about it positively, you're going to have these little ideas spark in your head of, what if I did it this way? What if instead of listening to what everyone else said, I changed it and did it instead this way that's way more fun for me? Or it feels almost to me sometimes like I feel like my heart expanding. I don't know how else to describe it. But pay attention. Next time you have a big goal, I want to challenge you. Spend a minute a day thinking positively about it. Visualize yourself having wild success, everything happening quicker and easier and faster than ever before. And start to notice if you have these little nudges to do something differently. That's the inspired action. And like I said, it usually feels more fun. And then the whole process is more fun and life is more beautiful. And that's what I love about manifestation.
It's not necessarily magic. It's a universal law, like I said. And yes, you still have to put in the work. The universe is not going to deliver your desires on a silver platter. But when you take this action, it's fun. And I like to imagine that every step that I take, it's almost like I'm opening a door for the universe to deliver my desires to me. So go take your inspired action, but tune in first. Listen to yourself first. And even at the end of the day, this whole entire call, everything I teach, everything I've built my career on, even if manifestation and law of attraction aren't real or don't work, you're still a lot happier person thinking positively about your goals while working towards them. So I'd love to hear what this brought up to you for you. Do you believe we need to take action to have our manifestations happen? Or do you think the universe just delivers things on a silver platter? Have you ever manifested something without taking action? I definitely have, but it's usually really small stuff. It's nothing big like a house, because how the F would the universe give you a house if you weren't taking action? But I'm curious, from your understanding and experience with law of attraction, what did this bring up for you? I love to chat. Feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm going to save this live and make it an IGTV so it exists forever. So if you're catching the end of this, don't worry, in a couple minutes you'll be able to watch the entire thing. Also, it's 11:11, make a wish. And I will see you another day for another mini rant. Bye, friends.